Hey, what's up guys, Riv here. So a lot of people were requesting it, so here you go. Today we're going to react to this video right here that's making the rounds on Twitter. Now for context, this dollar store Colonel Sanders here is a conservative personality on the internet. I only say that because it's relevant to some of the things he's going to say in this video, but in this video he makes his opinion known about the evil threat from the East. I'm of course talking about anime, so let's hear what he has to say about this entire medium.
You know this Zoomer culture thing of the, I'm a cute.
We're not off to a good start. I think he's having a mini stroke. Can someone please check on the Colonel?
I just want you to know that if you're into anime, you're a pedophile.
Reset the clock. Yeah, I mean, basically half of the replies to this tweet are saying the same thing. Reset the clock. Now, if you're not familiar with that phrase, it is a response to a very disturbing and recognizable pattern of people making statements like this, disparaging anime and the fans who enjoy it, who end up getting outed as actual predators who are exploiting children in one form or another eventually, right? It's a very disturbing trend. In fact, in the replies, you can see growing archived lists of people who have had this happen where they spouted off about anime and in the end, turns out it was just projection. So this is not exactly the best company to join by making statements like this.
To be clear, if you watch those cartoons, if you read those comics, if your avatar is remotely associated with any kind of Japanese animation, you're a pedophile, you're a pervert, you're infantilized, you're sick and depraved, and
Okay, so the reason he's coughing there is because he has so much shit coming out of his mouth that it got a little overwhelming, but let me make this very clear, ignoring the very blatant xenophobia in his first set of comments, let's address this man. Now, I didn't know much about him before this, but I learned a lot by looking at the replies and the quotes. And I'm not going to show it in this video. You can do your own research on this. It's not very hard to find if you look at this tweet. But he is well known for a very disturbing clip, okay? He is calling you a degenerate because you enjoy anime. Yet this guy, on camera, not that long ago, decided to jam a dildo into himself. Now, I don't mean figuratively, I mean literally. Like, he walked up, took his pants down, turned around, spread his butt cheeks, and then rammed a dildo into himself on camera. And this guy is calling you a degenerate for watching anime. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I notice you talk a big game. A lot of the wingnats use anime
Stop saying it like
avatars, and they're always how I'm a pussy and a cuck and shucking, and they're going to kick my ass, and you're all weak, loser, incel, virgin, pussy, pedophile, sickos.
Projection. But yes, you can see the point being made there. And like I said earlier in the video, he is a conservative personality. And I mention that because I find it very ironic that a lot of people like that, a lot of boomers like this on the right, are making the same talking points as a bunch of ultra-liberal people on the left. Like, his talking points are the exact same that you would expect from some blue-haired wackadoo from Twitter with 50 mental illnesses listed in their bio who identifies as an ostrich. Like, they have the same point when it comes to anime. They call you a predator and an incel for enjoying it, which is, again, just crazy things to say about someone just enjoying a medium from Japan that harms nobody. And also, again, just like every time people like me who enjoy anime are called incels for enjoying it, it's like, okay, I'm married. And a lot of people who enjoy anime are married. Like, now what? Does your brain just shut down? Does, the simulation crash? Like, I don't understand. It's such a weird talking point.
Because these gestures that come from Japan are the gestures of a child. Look at her cartoony fucking sweatshirt.
So this is his example of some, like, anime-obsessed Zoomer who's a degenerate in the face of everything wrong with society. And look, she's wearing a turning red sweatshirt. That's a Disney movie. It's not even anime. There's nothing with this clip that has anything to do with anime. It's so bizarre. But now he's going to play this TikTok and it has some copyright music. So I'm going to mute as he stares in basically horror as this girl dances around. And you'll see there's nothing to do with anime. And like, I get it. She's a quirk chungus, okay? Like, yes, she's one of these annoying TikTok girls, but like, who cares? And also, what does this have to do with anime? It literally has nothing to do with anime. And during this stretch too, where the music is playing, he would also go off about how much he hates anime faces and their noses in particular. He hates the sharp triangle noses, and he literally starts going like ballistic about sharp anime noses. Like, it's the worst thing he's ever seen in his life. It's very, very bizarre, but we'll hear more from him in a second here. But I want to clarify something too. A lot of people in the replies are saying this too, like, oh, don't give this guy attention. This is rage bait. You shouldn't reply to any of this stuff, which to me is ridiculous. I don't think because someone's making rage bait that they should get a pass and like you're not allowed to respond to them or even make fun of them. I think that's totally fair game. That's exactly what they want. And they're not really doing much in terms of how much they're gaining for themselves. Like, yeah, it's rage bait probably in some ways, but like he's still calling people predators over anime. He's calling an entire nation predatory. Like, yeah, you're allowed to respond to this guy. You can't just let him say whatever he wants. It's stupid. And also, if it really is just rage bait, right? If he's doing this, or people like him are only doing this for rage bait and the attention that comes with it, that's pretty pathetic too. Like, I will tell you this, when you resort to rage bait to get any level of attention, that's the sign of a dying brand. That is someone who is losing relevancy and is doing anything to grab onto it. And also, rage bait doesn't generate support. Like, enjoy, I can see the blue check mark, enjoy the literal 20 cents you're gonna make from posting this rage bait. But that's not exactly worth all of the humiliation that you're receiving in the process of posting something as stupid as this.
I just could never do it. Dragon Ball Z was the closest I got, and they have thick lines. So I guess maybe that is my big problem.
All this, I hate their fucking explosions and the lines and everything.
What are they talking about? So you could hear someone behind the scenes, behind the camera, they're saying that they tried to give anime a chance, and of course it was Dragon Ball, and then they pretty much gave up, and then the Colonel here is upset because he doesn't like explosions, and I guess some of the lines that come with zoom-ins and explosions from anime, it's very, very bizarre. Okay, it's a bizarre thing to have such a visceral hatred of. Like, okay, you don't like the style of anime, don't watch it. Like, you could avoid this entirely if you wanted to, but instead you're going on a platform here and spouting off all this stuff about people enjoy anime. It's too much.
If you want to see the brilliant cartoons, this is a subject that doesn't go well for me.
Does any subject go well for you? And this reminds me of another clip that's kind of floating out there. Apparently he used to, or at one point, debated Destiny, and this was about video games and streaming as well. So let's listen to how this topic went for him.
Actually dealing with these people who have never contributed anything outside of playing some fucking video games.
Okay.
A guy plays video games.
You're out of line. You're way out of line. You're way out of line.
His blood pressure, man, that must be through the roof. Why does he get so mad about this stuff? And also he's complaining about streamers basically not contributing anything to society while he's doing all this stuff clearly as his own job, which is quite ironic. But let's continue with the main video here.
But people don't understand that I can hate superhero comics and not want you to read them, but I can also appreciate graphic novels and the incredible art behind them.
Yeah, we're seeing basically the last bastion of comic book fans here, desperately holding on. Now, like, I understand a lot of you guys enjoy comic books, but I think the very obvious reality is that comic books are in a very steady decline in terms of popularity, and it's kind of deserved with a lot of the crap that's being put out there, and there's a reason a lot of people are turning to manga instead. It's not a mystery. Go to your local Barnes & Noble, and you'll see there's one shelf for comic books, and then there's about 6 or 7 shelves for manga. Like, it's not really that rare to see it. It's definitely a very noticeable trend. But yeah, and one thing I want to make clear too is that when it comes to especially a lot of these political figures, and that's for the left or the right, if you're going to go out and crap on anime, you're pretty much cutting off like 50% of your potential follower base, okay? You're alienating so many people by talking about this topic, in this case anime, that has really no actual relevancy to anything you're trying to talk about. Whatever movement you're part of, left or right, Anime is not a important subject in terms of a hill to die on, right? Alienating people who enjoy that does nothing of benefit to you. It only harms whatever you're trying to gain, whatever you're trying to spread, what have you. It's just a very stupid thing to do.
It's a very tough sell. I understand. You don't come from where I come from. In Montreal, bande dessinée, being a cartoonist was like being in a band. Like we would.
Whoa, that's cool, dude. Being a cartoonist was like being in a band. It reminds me of that Praise and Shadows video where he said being a horror enthusiast is like being a rock star or being punk. Like, it's just like, calm down, jeez.
Would meet and make shit together. But this sort of head nigga in charge of...
You guys heard that too, right? Like, I'm not crazy. I could be totally wrong here. But did you hear that?
Sort of head nigga in charge of...
I'm not even, like, gonna sit here and virtue signal if that's what he actually said, but, like, just... I'm confused. Like, why? Why would you say that right there? Very interesting, but I'm going to spare you for the rest of this video. He just starts talking about a cartoonist in Canada. I just don't think any of you guys actually care. I don't think anyone cares at all about what's happening there, but that's the anime portion of this rant. And like I said, a lot of people are rightfully making fun of this. And like I said, rage bait or not, it's still stupid. And people should be able to make fun of it. That's really all there is to it. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. And I'll see you guys next time.